Hi, my name's Steve and welcome to the Seaside Allotment channel, and we finally had some rain. Not very much rain, about 3 millimetres, but it is something, and it's actually a nice cloudy day today, so there's a little bit of a chance that it won't evaporate all by the end of the day. And we've got a sunny day tomorrow, and then we've actually got quite a lot of rain coming on Saturday, so hopefully, maybe, we might actually have some rain that does the garden some good. Anyway, I'm doing this little series on my favourite, or some of my favourite fruits and veggies. They're the more unusual things that we grow, not necessarily standard things. Obviously we love tomatoes and we love all, But yeah, so favourite fruits and veggies. So today it's golden purslane. I've got it here. This is my first succession, and I've got 2 more on the way. Just pay to do successions with this because it does it tires out. If you're picking it really hard week after week after week, after a couple of months the plants get a little bit tired. So that they're kind of perfect really for planting out, maybe even a little bit too big, but they actually are big enough for me to illustrate how you pick them, because what you really want to be doing is just picking these whole shoots off, maybe when they're slightly bigger than this but not much bigger, so that you don't want to get the plants much bigger than that. You'll see some, if you kind of look on YouTube videos, you'll see people harvesting plants like huge great big plants, but all they're doing really is just taking the leaves off because the stems get a bit woody if you leave them that long. I much prefer to harvest the leaves and the shoots. The shoots, the stems rather, are absolutely full of vitamin C and vitamin A, and the leaves are full of omega-3 oils, so they're kind of really healthy oils. But more importantly is the taste. They're absolutely gorgeous. They kind of got a little bit of bite to them. So they're not peppery, they're more citrusy really, so a slightly lemony sort of taste to them. They're really succulent and crunchy. They're just fantastic, and it's not just me that thinks so. Everybody who has these in their salads says, can we have more, can we have more? And so we tend to sow about 3 meters squared of them, and that's more than enough for the 5 of us, but it just means that there's a few spare for friends and family, and that's important because they're so popular and they're so healthy, and they're a weed, and so don't sow them where you're not going to sow them next year. So basically keep a consistent bed, because they will self-seed, but the seeds are worth it because the seeds have got this kind of really salty taste to them, and I love it. So when they start seeding, the little tiny flowers, when they start seeding, you're in for a treat. The seeds are like little black specks as well, so they look a little bit like a pepper, a little bit of ground pepper or something like that. But yeah, golden purslane. So I'm going to plant these now. I'll show you them when I've planted them, and I wish I could show you them when I was harvesting them, but obviously that's going to be a little bit of time yet. I'm just looking on this one, and it's got a little bit of green fly. Now we did have this problem once. We've never had it before, but once last year we got a little bit of green fly, and so I had to cut the plants right back. So I cut them back to the base, and they grew again, and we didn't have any green fly problem. But this year is definitely the year for green fly for us. Everything seems to have green fly. It's such a shame. Anyway, I'm not going to de-green fly all these while I'm talking, but yeah, definitely got to give these a bit of work, probably after I've planted them. So I'm going to just use soapy water on them initially. I'm not sure how they react to neem oil and stuff like that, so we'll give that a go and see if we can help them along a bit. So with that, let's get on planting. So this is the plot. I'm pleased I've still got my covers on everything, particularly the peppers. It's we're due for some rough weather over the next few days, very windy, and it's quite windy now actually. So they're going in here. So hopefully you can see there's already quite a bit of golden purslane in this bed, because I did try initially to direct seed it, but the germination's not quite good enough, so I'm going to have to put some of those plants in here just to fill in the gaps. It wasn't perfect time to direct seed really, because it was just so hot, and no matter how much I watered this, I really couldn't keep it moist enough, because one of the things with this golden purslane is you're meant to just sow it right on the surface. I don't actually do that when I'm sowing in modules. I sow it about 1/2 centimetre down, again just because I don't want it to dry out. It does work, it germinates just fine, but you don't want it too deep, because it does apparently need light to germinate, which always seems slightly strange to me, but anyway it does. And next to it is one of my other favourites, which I'm going to save for another video. So there we go. Probably the scrappiest bed I've ever planted, but I don't care. It doesn't matter what it looks like in this case, because it's just such a wonderful plant. Now I have got a few stations where there's multiple plants per station. Maybe that'll be too crowded, I don't know, we'll just see. You can always thin them out later if that's the case. So I'll just talk a little bit about how to care for this. The first thing is, it's a summer plant. It really likes warm, sunny weather, so keep it protected until you've got warm, sunny weather. So it's important to now ignore most of what you're going to read on the internet if you're going to grow it the way that I grow it. Most of the things assume, for example, that you're going to grow it into big plants. Don't do that if you grow it the way I do. If you want it for salads and you want the stalks and the leaves, you want to plant it about 3 to 4 inches apart. You want to harvest it every week, don't let it grow big. Don't get green purslane, although the seed packets and seed catalogues might say, well, it tastes the same, it's basically the same. It's not. Golden purslane is vastly superior in my view to green purslane. The plants grow better, they're more vigorous, and the taste is, it's way better from the golden purslane. Lots of things will say, well, it's a desert plant, it's a weed, you don't really need to water it. Well, that's true if you don't want to harvest it. If you want to be harvesting it every week and you want it to grow vigorously, you do need to water it. And I would generally stick with about a watering can a week per square metre, so that's about 10 litres per square metre, 10 millimetres. And that's assuming you're getting a little bit of rain. If you're not getting any rain, you might need to up that a little bit. So it's not really that much different to any other plant. Anything that's growing basically needs water. It's not particularly deep rooted. It will self-seed, as I said, so be careful if you don't want a mass of seeds next year in the same spot. I do, so I'm quite happy about that. And yeah, one of the key things is you do need to keep harvesting it, otherwise it does kind of get into a bit of a straggly mess. And so just kind of keep on top of it and enjoy, because yeah, I think you'll love it. If you like salads and you like a little bit of zest and you like crispy, succulent, fresh tasting, summer salad, then you're going to really love golden purslane. So anyway, my name's Steve, this is the Seaside Allotment channel, and I'll see you soon.